In the United States alone, around 82 million people suffer from cardiovascular diseases, and every 34 seconds, someone dies because of them. These are shocking numbers, as 75% of cardiovascular diseases are highly preventable, and just by being cautious of what you eat, you can save yourself from contributing to these stats. Today, we'll cover some healthy snacking habits that contribute to developing heart disease and some healthy alternatives. First on our list, sugary treats. Today's world relies heavily on quick and processed foods that contain high amounts of added sugar. These are harmful to the body because they add additional calories without significant nutritional value. Although sugar is essential for your body's smooth functioning because it's your primary energy source, you should remember that too much of anything isn't good for you. So it's essential to monitor your sugar intake. In the United States, an average person consumes 17 teaspoons of sugar daily. This is 5 teaspoons extra than the advised limit. Dietary guidelines recommend restricted amounts of added sugar in your diet, mainly because elevated sugar levels or hyperglycemia is directly linked to heart issues and is often blamed for contributing to threefold increased risk of death. What's the problem with high sugar levels? Mainly, there are 3 issues. First, it causes increased inflammation in your blood vessels, which leads to the hardening and narrowing of the arteries. Secondly, the damage caused to the nerves in your heart disrupts regular blood flow. And lastly, your heart is swamped with extra work. Your body needs to work harder to eliminate excess sugar, falling victim to pressure and having to pump harder to get things going. This is why people with diabetes are more likely to develop cardiovascular issues. And according to data, a heart issue is about 16 to 30% more likely in a diabetic person. So how do you cut down your sugar intake? Watch out for added sugars in the ingredient list and make dietary changes. Opt for fruits instead of cookies and fries. Swap sweetened cereals and sugar-free brands. Drink more water and add less sugar to your tea and coffee. Moving on, you're probably consuming too much salt. Forget about your sweet tooth. Have you ever felt a strong urge to snack on salty food? Salt is one of our favorite ingredients. The question is, how much is too much? According to the dietary guidelines, 1 tablespoon of salt, roughly 2,300 milligrams, is enough for a day. However, the average American exceeds this limit and consumes 3,400 milligrams of salt daily. Now, how does salt affect your heart? Well, salt is an essential nutrient required by the body to keep muscles and nerves functioning. It's also responsible for maintaining the balance of body fluids. But too much salt can lead to fluid retention. A sodium-rich diet draws water into the bloodstream, which increases blood volume and, subsequently, results in high blood pressure, also referred to as hypertension. Hypertension is a dominating factor that causes heart problems. Studies suggest that over 60% of patients who suffer from hypertension experience strokes or heart attacks. Over 70% of dietary sodium comes from packaged and prepared foods, not from table salt you add while cooking. So it's best to pay attention to labels and your serving sizes. You could also buy fresh meats and veggies instead of processed ones. Quit eating processed foods. Let's admit it, ultra-processed foods are easy, quick, and taste good. But processed foods can have serious health repercussions. Unless you pick vegetables from your garden or drink fresh milk, most foods you consume are processed. But depending on how processed the food is, you can determine whether you should include it in your diet or not. Fruits, vegetables, eggs, and meat are perfectly fine to consume. On the contrary, chips, fries, soda, white bread, energy drinks, and cheese crackers fall under a category termed ultra-processed. Ultra-processed foods are industrially manufactured eatables that are extremely low in nutritional value, contain high amounts of saturated fats, sodium, and sugar, and have poor fiber content. According to a study, for every 5% of energy intake from saturated fat, there comes a 17% increase in your risk of developing heart disease, because saturated fats are more likely to deposit themselves in your arteries and cause blockages, which will contribute to cardiovascular disease. For those who already live with cardiovascular disease and may have already experienced a heart attack or stroke, eating ultra-processed foods increases the risk of a second attack or stroke by 2/3, with a 40% higher risk of death. This is highly concerning because in the United States, almost 60% of the average person's diet consists of ultra-processed foods. When choosing a snack that is packaged, look for minimally processed foods that don't contain refined flour, starch, sugar, or hydrogenated oils as their main ingredients. And make sure the nutrition facts panel doesn't contain more than 160 milligrams of sodium and has at least 3 grams of fiber or protein per serving. Avoiding healthy snacks can affect your health. If you habitually take long gaps between meals, it's not healthy for your heart. Your body needs nutrition from time to time, so snacking between meals is an essential aspect of your diet. While meals cater to your energy demands, snacking ensures you're receiving steady nutrition. So if you want to ensure that your body gets adequate vitamins and minerals, it's essential to nourish it with midday snacks like nuts, fruits, salads, juices, and healthy munchies. After all, a healthy body means a healthy heart. If you don't provide your body with all the essential nutrients, you may feel dizzy and nauseous, develop lousy gut health, and have frequent headaches, fevers, flu, body pains, and low energy levels. The general public may believe that eating equals gaining weight, but studies paint a different picture, suggesting that protein-rich, high-fiber snacking can actually help you lose weight. Low-carb and protein-rich snacks also have favorable effects on blood sugar levels. A study focusing on diabetic individuals who consumed high-protein snacks reported an average weight loss of about 2 pounds, 1 kilogram within 4 weeks. But how is losing weight and blood sugar levels related to heart problems? Well, obesity and diabetes are one of the leading factors that contribute to cardiovascular mortality, so maintaining a suitable body mass index and regulating blood sugar levels is vital for keeping heart problems at bay, and you can do this by keeping snacks you can eat on the go. Also, remember to eat according to your body requirements. If you're an athlete or somebody whose job demands physical activity, then you may prefer 1 to 2 snacks more than one who has a desk job. And last on our list, we have extreme diets. Do you follow those highly restrictive diets that promise to trigger rapid weight loss? Does your diet require you to avoid eating for longer intervals? If yes, then you might want to rethink your approach to dieting, because even if these diets manage to move that needle down your weighing scale, they are capable of doing more harm than good. They drastically alter your blood sugar levels, metabolism, and immunity and break down muscle strength. Sometimes they also lead to nutrient deficiencies. Since malnutrition has direct links to muscle atrophy, a decrease in muscle size, the heart and muscle itself is at high risk. Also, the fluctuations in blood sugar levels because of these extreme diets can have severe repercussions for your cardiovascular health. Unrealistic diets that require cutting down your calorie intake often make you feel unwell. Some common symptoms include feeling sluggish, moody, nauseous, sleepy, and achy. If you think avoiding eating will help burn fat, then my friend, you're mistaken. This would only increase your appetite by massive amounts, and you'll eat more than usual your next meal, resulting in weight gain. And just like we said earlier, increasing weight has direct links to cardiovascular issues. If you want to follow a good diet regimen, then all you have to do is regulate how you eat. Control your meal portions, eat right, and that's it. Include legumes, whole grains, yogurt, soups, eggs, low-fat dairy products, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds into your diet. Remember, when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle, you can start making adjustments gradually. Simply by avoiding these 5 snacking habits, you're already on the right path to good health and decreasing your chances of developing heart disease. Are you interested in learning more about cardiovascular disease? Why not watch 15 early warning signs of heart disease you should look out for, or 6 top foods that unclog arteries naturally and prevent heart attacks. Go ahead and click one, or better yet, watch both and learn more about heart disease. Which bad snacking habits are you planning to drop? Let us know in the comments below.